Yo, welcome back to the Audio Theory Podcast. If you're new to the channel, please hit the like button as well as the subscribe button. What's good, Danny? How have you been?
I've been good, dude. Great to see you. We took a little bit of a 2-week hiatus, but I'm glad to see you. Your boy turned 36 2 weeks ago. I celebrated by playing. Thank you, bro. I celebrated by playing pickleball with a bunch of 75-year-olds. So that was fun. And then, bro, proceeded to make my knee feels iffy now, bro. So now I'm wearing knee sleeves for the first time, and I do feel more confident on it. But I'm like, bro, damn, this is happening like clockwork, dog. It's just
36 going on 76.
My knees, at least, bro. I feel like I look young as I actually think I'm aging backwards, aesthetically, but yeah, my bones feel definitely different. But yeah, man, life is good, bro. I cannot complain. I'm actually watching. We're recording this on the day before Halloween. It's 10:30. Yankees are up 5-0 in Game 5 of the World Series. Are you? I know you have family who are Dodgers fans, including your cousin. But you yourself, have you ever been a baseball fan? Did you ever care?
I've always enjoyed being at a Dodgers game, but it was the one sport I hated watching, on TV. So I never really.
But going to a game, great energy.
Yeah, great energy. That's pretty much the only thing I would attend for.
If I were especially as you get older, you could have a beer, you could just drink and literally not even worry about what's happening on the fucking field, which is the most fun. But yeah, man, life is good over here. How about you, man? How things been for you?
Yeah, been as you know, busy couple weeks. I'm just work too has been pretty intense. Because it's the new fiscal year for my company. So around this time, we're the pressure's kind of on to just get out there and sell and kick off the year in a good way. So that's been a lot, but it's been a lot of good productive momentum. Yeah. So that's nice. It's not chaotic. And I've got to travel, to Seattle and Denver on the company dime, which is always nice. But yeah, besides that, just gearing up so I have a trip to, I forget if I mentioned it, but trip to Japan and Korea mid-November. So I'll be out there.
That's sick,
second half. Yeah.
Nice.
So we've been looking forward to this for most of the year. I haven't been to Japan. Oh, I've been once, but that was, I think 10 years ago. And at the time I couldn't drink. I had some weird stomach issue. I don't know what the fuck it was, but that was disappointing because I wanted to drink sake and beers and stuff and enjoy myself. So this will be the time to redeem myself.
Redeem yourself as a grown ass man, get drunk.
Yeah. And the crazy thing is my wife's several coworkers, including one that I know pretty well. They'll be out there literally the same exact time. A couple days don't align, but none of this was really planned and they just so happen to be out there. I don't know if the pricing was ideal or what, but that'll be dope because I've never really been in those countries with a big group before.
Bro, that's so real quick, that when you went to Japan last, was that also with your wife?
Yeah.
Okay, yep. Dope. That's when you guys just started getting serious, right?
Yeah, that maybe 2 years after or something.
Okay, beautiful. Because dude, the funny thing, this guy just made a fucking error, bro. What a disaster. The funny thing is that bro, Japan has been now top of mind for me, bro, for the last 2 months. And dude, it's never been a bucket list thing, but I feel more and more people our age are going and having a great time. So I got, and you just said Japan and Korea, and the reason why that my eyes lit up a little bit is because I just had this conversation with one of my actually my former professor from my MBA program that we're still close. He just did Japan and Korea, and he was Japan is the type of country that you don't want to be there for too long, right? For example, I'm going to Thailand for 2 weeks. He's bro, there's really not much to do after 4 or 5 days. So he's that's the kind of country where you got to make sure you hit the other Asian spots around there to make it worth your trip. So that's cool that you're already doing that. But the funny enough, I literally said, I was I'll go to Japan and Korea and I'll invite my boy and his wife who are Korean. I'm this guy's already fucking doing that in a month. So next time I'll see if you want to come. But but yeah, because I was always thinking, go to Japan for 10, 12 days. He's bro, you're gonna get fucking bored because after 4 days, it's just it just is what it is.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like that's kind of how I feel about every country. Like, I don't know if, I mean, granted, we're gonna be in Korea for 10 days. I think it's a little different though, because we're traveling to different parts and like doing different things and seeing different people. So that switches it up. I guess it just depends on like the vibe of the trip. Like if I was gonna be in like a beach area, like I don't think I could do that for 10 days straight because that's like 14 hours of just chilling. But I mean, we're definitely gonna go back to Korea and Japan as much as we possibly can. So
nice. Okay,
we're definitely down.
And that flight isn't terrible for you, right?
No, I want to say it's, I don't know, like 10, 11 hours or something.
Okay,
maybe.
So almost like a little bit longer than me going to Europe from South Florida, which isn't terrible. Yeah. So all right, that's dope, man. But yeah, I'm excited for you, man. That's gonna be exciting. And obviously, if you go and I happen to go before you, because I kind of want to just take advantage. Gina was bringing this up, like take advantage of her like her free flights and just like stand by it and just like go and just like fuck it. It's like a random week in November. Yeah. Why not go? But yeah, man, I'll be dope. I'm excited for you. So just to you and the wife, but you are gonna randomly have friends out there that you know.
Yep.
Awesome. In Japan or literally both countries?
Literally both.
Yeah, that's both crazy. Countries. That's awesome. That's awesome, bro. Yeah, because again, we spoke about this last time, but I think after a while, when you're with your significant other, or even if you just go like on a boys trip or whatever, like family, like at some point, it's like, bro, like I know everything about your day. You know everything about my like there's nothing else. We just had a 13-hour flight to get here. Like, what else can we talk about, bro? So
right.
Oh, the Yankees are fucking falling apart right now. All right, moving along. So we're back. Better than ever. Episode 194. We jumped into J. Cole and the Tommy Richman debacle. So now we're doing episode 195. I mean, bro, I know there's a lot of places we could start because we have taken a 2-week hiatus. Drake and him dropping that Spanish feature. Obviously, Durk and that disaster. Diddy overall. But I kind of want to start on Tyler. Tyler, the Creator, just dropped an album called Chromacopia. Am I pronouncing that correctly?
Chromacopia?
Chromacopia? Yeah. So, again, I think everyone knows, and obviously, I'm a huge Tyler, the Creator fan. So I kind of want to get your perspective on the album first, because again, I'm thinking like if it won you over, then this shit has to be a fucking classic, right? So like, what were your thoughts on diving into that?
I'll start off with what I liked. I think what I appreciated about this album is it seems like Tyler got really introspective and just honest about his thoughts on like growing up and fame and his challenges with that, especially like the song where he's talking about I forget the name of it, but when he's talking about his concerns with having children and his mom like wanting grandkids and stuff like that.
Maybe Tomorrow. I think there's like a couple songs like that, but
I think it was. But those are the moments when you listen to music and you relate to it and you're like, oh, this is dope. So I appreciated the message and just him. Any artist, focusing on their own life and not trying to appease like whatever the industry trend is.
Yeah, that he's not talking about killing ops or something.
Yeah, exactly. And I know he never has, but at times he would have songs that like I'm just like I have no idea what you're trying to get across with this right now.
Yeah.
And then there were moments where I sensed like a Neptune's Pharrell influence, like Hey Jane. Which is one of my favorite songs on the track. And the intro was like, I know we already heard that song like when he first announced the album, but that intro is super cinematic. And I feel like seeing that live would be epic. I think it's called Saint Chroma. So love that. In terms of the criticism though, like I think it's Tyler for me in general just isn't like my taste. In terms of music, like I appreciated the experience, but I don't think it's like too replayable for me. And I think what it is like, the music's kind of like weird and a blend of a bunch of genres, but I feel like a lot of times it's like too much. Like I feel like it's overwhelming, like in terms of the production and like what's going on. I feel like I'm literally playing 2 different songs on a laptop at once, and like I'm like this shit individually sounds pretty dope, but like I need like simplicity And I think that's why some of the songs I was particularly like I'm just not enjoying this how it sounds. So yeah, unfortunately for me, I really want to say I love the album, but I feel like that feeling makes me feel pretentious. Like I feel like I want to love it just because like I know he's talented and I know this is better than a lot of the bullshit out, but I don't want to listen to it again. So
Yeah.
I have to be honest with myself and be like, maybe it's just not for me then, which I know he would respect rather than me being like, this is album of the year if I don't really feel that way.
Yeah. Dude, no, that's super fair, man. I think it's also consistent of how your thought process on him has been since the jump. So you're consistent there for sure. I mean, dude, for me, I think I'm gonna go to your first point about like the stuff that he's talking about, right? Like I think if you go to the last album, Call Me If You Get Lost, right? That was like a very much like braggadocious, bro, I made it, I'm rich, find me on a boat, blah, 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 like all that stuff. And like, I kind of love that, right? Especially I think when that album came out, I was like a 32-year-old, 33-year-old. So I was like, oh yeah, bro, like my money's finally getting better. Like I'm in a good spot. Like I was literally on a boat in the Mediterranean listening to that fucking album, right? So like life was amazing. So I could relate. I think this album, like, again, I just think it's catching me at the right time where it almost feels like a semi soundtrack to my own life as a 36-year-old thinking about kids. Bro, I just had my grandmother tell me, hey, she needs to see a grandbaby before she passes away. Like, no pressure, you know? So, like, I was like, when I heard that the song over like a fire beat, I was like, damn, I feel that, right? And even that song about wearing mask or don't wear your mask or whatever.
Yeah, don't wear your mask. Yeah, that was dope.
Oh my God, what a disaster the Yankees are doing, bro. My bad. I don't want to. But when this game, hopefully when this is over, we'll know that they won this game and it's not a big deal. But yeah, is it Don't Wear Your Mask?
Yeah.
Take your mask off. Take your mask off. Featuring Daniel Caesar and LaToya Williams, bro. I love that, bro. Like I love that song, and it's weird because in this world of beef we've been in recently, like I there's moments like the last verse, I'm like, bro, is he aiming this at someone? But I do think he's like talking to himself, right? Like, be better and all that shit. But at moments, I'm like, bro, is he taking shots to someone? Because let's talk about that. But like, even that, bro, again, like I feel there's moments that we all have to wear masks and we're all like a facade of ourselves. And it's like, do we need to be, right? Like, stop that shit, right? So, yeah, it's just very, yeah, man, I love it, bro. I get what you're saying though, because there's so many genres. And then I think I only have the take I'm about to say right now is because I've seen it live, and live, the different genres, which I think is what we're seeing in the videos, plays very well, right? Because it's not a stagnant banger, 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 banger. It's, hey, let me pick you up from the jump, like he done the album, but then let me also give you like a couple love songs or introspective songs, and then I can pick you up again with another song on the album, but it's still from the same album, so like it's cohesive, quote unquote. So I would just say I like the up and down of it from a sound perspective, because I know that's gonna play very well live.
Yeah, no, I feel you on that. I think part of what made it difficult for me to really get into Tyler's music or like the idea of him was I never fully understood like who he was. Like one day, you know, he'd be doing like these weird skits and then like talk about, you know, grape and like random shit, and then all of a sudden, you know, do these like love songs that were kind of vague, and I'm just like, I don't know like what I'm supposed to think about him. You know, like certain artists, it's very straightforward. 21 Savage, this is what he's about. Kendrick, this is what he's about. Drake, this is what he's about. But I feel like Tyler, it was like just hard to follow. So I like along the way was cherry picking, you know, the sounds that I like, but then kind of moved on. But now it seems like he's finally like, hey guys, like this is what I'm, you know, telling you directly is going on in my life, which is what I appreciate. But I think still the sound, like just literally the sound sometimes is hard for me to gravitate towards. But I'm sure live it's fucking amazing.
Dude, live it's amazing, bro. Like literally the moment the album dropped, me and my boy Sam went online immediately. It was like, yo, when's the Miami show? Like, when are we gonna go see the Miami show? And it's in March, so I'm excited for that. But yeah, man, I think that.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, again, I don't know, man. I think he also reminds me of Baby Keem, who I love so much. That's like so different, you know, compared to like all the normal bullshit we fucking get like we're stuck with at times, bro. So I think I just naturally appreciate that. And then, bro, I mean, we can go through the features list, bro. I think he has a great way of like when he does get like a random either NBA Youngboy on the last album or Ty Dolla $ign on the last album. This one with Glorilla and Sexy Red and the Schoolboy Q features, like Lil Wayne's feature on Sticky was crazy. You know, like it's still a way to make the album sound like a fucking true hip hop album in its essence, even though like it has the different genres, the different drums that can maybe confuse you. I think at its core, he does a good job of reminding the audience, or trying to at least, that like he's a rapper at his core, bro. And and even like the little nuances, bro, like that. I know he said this a lot on his last album, but this one too, he's like, I'm that bitch and that nigga, like saying that over and over, like kind of addressing like the gay allegations, but like what he's like, bro, I'm everything, motherfucker. You know, like So like just stuff like that, bro. I really yeah, man, I thought it was I really enjoyed it, bro. I really enjoyed it, bro. I would give this shit like a A-, and I think it's only like a minus because like it only came out 2 days ago, and like I'm still kind of like trying to go through my third and fourth, run of it. I think it's better on loudspeakers because like again, I think it's like that kind of feel as opposed to AirPods at the gym kind of listen.
Yeah. No, I definitely want to listen to it again and see if my opinion changes in different environments. But it seems like the general consensus is like everyone is super impressed by this album in particular. So I'm sure like I wouldn't be surprised if it wins, rap album of the year, maybe even album of the year, who knows? But clearly I feel like this is the first time I've heard people start talking about him in the top 5 conversation. Some people are claiming now all of a sudden the West Coast wants to claim him and stuff. So either the bar is so low, like at this point, that I'm not diminishing his accomplishments, but I feel like at this point in time, it's like nobody's even putting out anything remotely close to this shit, except maybe the most recent one was what's her name? Doechii?
Who's also on the album.
Yeah. Like people like that are far few in between. So, I mean, shout out to those folks who are continuing to make art. Cause even if I say to myself, oh, like this isn't for me, like I know we need more of this and I know it's great. I think we might sound good, but disappears, in a week.
Yeah, dude. Yeah, for sure. And then also to his credit, bro, he's also been doing shit like this and has 2 rap album of the years going back to like 2019, So like he's also been the different guy and also has gotten the accolades that he deserves. Like I don't think this is like he's gonna win album of the year, but I don't even think if he qualifies anymore because I know they already submitted a lot of all the Grammy stuff. But I know what you mean though. Like this might immediately be like the best album of the year, and it's like I think it's the best album of the year because like he usually does drop the best album of the year whenever he drops, kind of a thing.
Yeah.
But yeah, I don't know, man. Like I just I think we need I think we need more people like this. People who genuinely do not give a fuck of what the response is gonna be, and then are like, yo, these are my thoughts, and like I think I can get it through to you guys. And if you don't fuck with it, cool. But I think I can make an album that makes sense of what I'm thinking right now. And I feel like we need more of that, bro. Like we need more people taking these risks. And I think his discography would tell you he's been taking these risks since like day one.
Yeah, no, 100%.
And then, bro, I'm also obviously you did a great job when you made that All Right. But I feel like if you guys haven't checked that, check out Blair's song All Right, where he dedicated to my mom, a friend of his dad, and his brother. Rest in peace to those 3. But like if you listen to like my mom's like voice message to me on that song, I mean, that's exactly what his mom is saying throughout the album in a different way, right? Like how to embrace
Yeah.
like your child and you want the best for them. So, yeah, bro, it's just yeah, there's too many elements that for me specifically at this very moment were like undeniable because like it just rang true for me in a deeper way.
Yeah. No, 100%. And I think part of it too is just like how social media, trains you to consume content in a certain way and like will make you less grateful for content that, might take years to make or is much longer. I feel like that's kind of what the industry has done. It's watered things down, it's shortened our attention spans and this and that. And when we do get great bodies of work, sometimes it gets hard to appreciate it. And that's why I'm glad he released it on Monday, because if it was Friday, like who knows, I might have just pushed it aside and then never really listened to it until I had to or whatever. But on Monday, like my mind was clear, the weekend's over and I had a chance to just like let it play and dissect it. So nice. I hope that trend also takes on more. Because
like the Monday Friday, or Tuesday kind of trend.
Yeah.
I feel like back in the day it was Tuesdays.
Yeah, back in the day it was Tuesdays. And then, I mean, fortunately for me, like I can listen to it at 9:00 at night on a Thursday, but I'm also like rushing because I don't want to be up till 3 a.m. And then someone like you obviously not going to rush an album at midnight. So
right, but then I wake up to full reviews of it. I'm like, bro, what the fuck? Like,
yeah, exactly. And that's not fun either. And Monday, I didn't have anyone in my ear, on Instagram or whatever, saying, this shit is trash, blah blah blah. Like I just couldn't, go in with no expectations.
Yeah. No, I feel that, bro. I feel that. Yeah. So what would you then? I gave it an A-. What's Blair's rating for the new Tyler project?
I give it a solid B.
Nice. Yeah, it's good, bro. That's solid, bro. Again, I think it's a very good album. And I'd be surprised if a lot of people, again, like to your point, I think the worst critique of it was like, I may not go back to it, but I know it's a good album. So
yeah.
Awesome. Sure. Shout out to him. I don't want to give away any of your heat of the week. What was your standout track of it?
Standout track? Saint Chroma.
Okay.
The intro. I don't know. I think the song like gives me chills. I love the progression. I love when there's like harmony and a lot going on, but in a harmonious way. So that I just feel like that's a perfect intro. And a lot of artists, sometimes I listen to the album like, why is song number 3 not the fucking intro? Because that's like the way you start an album.
Yeah. No, that's a fucking great one. For me, I'm gonna go my favorite track. Man, I had a couple that I played a lot. I'm gonna go with bro, I'm gonna go with Tomorrow. Yeah, I'm gonna go with Tomorrow. I think like the way he was able to just explain about like the pressures of being a certain age. You may have a kid on the way on like other tracks, and like bro, on this one he kind of dove deeper into other. Like I just like the way of like, again, a 33, he's 33, like a 32, 33-year-old man, like really like, all right, cool. Like the rich shit is cool, but like I'm also human. I'm having like true human emotions right now. And like, I don't know what to really fucking do. And like, just because I have money doesn't mean I'm going to solve everything. That was dope to me. And again, especially because it's such a drastic change from his last album where it's just like braggadocious. I'm like the man, you can never be me. Like, it's just, again, the evolution of that, which again, not to like love Drake, biggest stan ever, that's already on record, but I think that's what really caught my appeal when I first found Drake. That again, we're similar in age, right? So you're kind of going through that motion with him when he's like finding his voice. Whereas like with the more recent shit, it's like, bro, I don't want to beat up anybody or kill anyone. So like, I don't really know how to relate to you at times. But like with this, it felt very introspective of like, like what does a 33-year-old stress about? It's like, should I have kids? Should I get married? How do I make sure that I don't disappoint my parents? Like that kind of stuff.
Right. And it's crazy too, because I vividly remember searching online, like, does Tyler, the creator, have kids? And I think it's particularly interesting to me when young or like celebrities his age don't have kids, because I'm like, you have all the money in the world, so there has to be other reasons. Because for a lot of people, it's like financial. I don't have the help, or like if something goes wrong, how am I going to pay for it? Like whatever. But someone in that position, who has kind of accomplished like as much as any human could dream of. Like what's your thought process? Like, what are you going through? What's the next plan for you? Because we could all sit here and be like, there's still more money to be made, more properties to acquire, more friends to meet, and whatever. But for someone like him, it's always like, all right, well, we won't really know until you talk about it. So
yeah,
I'm glad that this was kind of an answer to me.
An answer
for me.
Yeah, no, dude. Again, it's very introspective, man. So I recommend everyone go peep the new Tyler, the Creator album. If you haven't yet, when you hear this, go do that. I mean, dude, I guess the other big thing we should jump on right now is the Durk OTF drama. So, like, if you could give people the spark notes of this, besides obviously he's locked up, like, how did we get here?
Yeah. So for anyone who's listening, Lil Durk is a Chicago drill rapper, which essentially just means he's a gangster rapper that talks about violence and murder. Very popular genre that was kind of pioneered by Chief Keef. At least that's what everyone says. But anyways, King Von was like a associate of his. And I think during the pandemic, King Von got pretty popular with his like kind of violent storytelling songs that were really catchy. And this guy, King Von, allegedly had, murdered several people and got away with it and bragged about it, blah, blah, blah. But there was an altercation at a hookah lounge between King Von and this other rapper who he used to be friends with, Quando Rondo. And I think it was over a girl, but they crossed paths. And in that fight, after King Von punches Quando Rondo's friend shoots and kills King Von. And King Von being Lil Durk's friend, obviously Lil Durk feels a type of way about that. So ever since that event, Lil Durk decided, he was gonna get revenge, and allegedly sent guys in LA, which is where Quando Rondo had been at, a couple years back, to shoot and kill Quando Rondo. But instead of killing Quando Rondo, the bullets killed Quando Rondo's cousin. And that event was 2 years ago. And somehow, the feds did what they do and found out that Lil Durk allegedly got involved in murder for hire to take out Quando Rondo. And I believe may have even done it for some other people. So now he's locked up after like buying a bunch of flights and trying to escape to Italy or some shit.
Yeah.
So now he's in LA.
They were saying that the nail in the coffin though is that the feds also had like wire, like one of like
wire.
The OTF members was like wearing a wire for like the last 2 years too, right?
Yep. Yeah. So one of his Lil Durk's homies who was locked up for attempted murder for like 12 years. After Lil Durk like basically paid him money and rebuilt his life, this guy's life, little did he know this guy was like an informant and had a wire, and that all led to his demise. So that's another aspect of it all that's pretty insane.
Which is pretty insane and pretty like you would think like the end of it, right? Like
right.
There's like that's the part where I'm like, I don't see how there's a way out of this, right? This isn't like a Tory Lanez, again, from what we know, right? Like from what we know. But because this is like a federal case now, right? Or no?
Yeah, I believe it's federal.
Yeah, and again, we spoke about like the like their percentage, right? Like they are bro, they're only coming after you. They know, if they know they got you, bro. Like that's where I worry. Again, these are all self-inflicted things that, again, we'll get into that in a second. Like, how did we get here from his perspective being Durk? But like, bro, from like the outside looking in, bro, he's done, bro. Like he's done. And like, it makes sense. I mean, we joked about this offline of like this last 2 or 3 months. Maybe he got wind of this or something, but it seemed like he was trying to change his public perception and like give back in a very aggressive way. And he went full like, Muslim attire when he was out in public. Like it felt like there was trying to be a change coming so he can use that like for his own benefit. But yeah, bro, dude, if the Wire thing, once I heard that yet a couple days ago when I read about this shit, I was like, oh, bro, it's over for him. Like there's no way. Bro, they have you on tape talking about this shit. Like, bro, there's nothing you can say.
Right, exactly. And I
besides
agree
if you start, my bad, but like unless he starts snitching on people, right? Like that's
which is never gonna happen.
Right, you would think, right? So he's about to do like 20 or something, bro. Yeah. Like, bro, crazy, dog.
Yeah. No, he would never. I don't think he would ever snitch. Mainly because one, he always talks about how he never had a dad because someone snitched on his dad, and then he's just publicly shitting on. He's like, I hate rats, this and that. I feel like if you're that like gung ho about making your whole identity like anti-rat, then you're just ready to deal with whatever comes your way. And so part of me, like, I try to think of this from like another angle of like, is there any sympathy that should be given in a sense? The only thing that like may be worthy of any discussion that no one can identify with is like, nobody who's talking about this, like 99% of people have been in a situation where like where they've had several people they love murdered and they know exactly who did it and like where they are. And I know people want to say like, you're a millionaire, blah, blah, blah. But I mean, at a certain point in life, like certain things, money is not gonna, make up for the emotions you're feeling.
Yeah. And if it's like, I know like that guy caused me direct pain, I'm gonna cause him pain in some kind of way.
Yeah, exactly. And so maybe he doesn't deserve sympathy, but especially because one, we don't even know if he necessarily is remorseful or gives a shit. Maybe he knew this was gonna be the outcome and he's fine, and he, did what he thought he needed to do to seek vengeance, and he's just ready to make his bed and live in it. But at the same time,
you think so though? To pause you think so? Like you think he really thought he was gonna get caught, bro? Like, cause I also don't like. Again, that's the only part where I'm like, he's still a young dude who probably never thought he would get caught, right? Like I think there's also like, if we go back to that documentary that we saw together, but like that YouTube thing on King Von and him. Like, bro, like even with Vaughn, like it felt like these guys, there kept being so many cases and they never got hit with anything that I feel like it's that thing of like, bro, they're never gonna catch me. Like I'm too smart for the system.
I feel like they'd be way too naive to think that. And the reason why I'm leaning towards he knew this was gonna happen is like, it seems like he's manifesting it in damn near every song he talks about. First of all, he's always talking about these situations, which is already stupid as hell. And he's like built a career off of this. I mean, 3 weeks ago he released a song called Monitoring Me. So it's like, and
I heard
talks about like the feds watching him or coming, and it's like, how are you gonna rap about this fucking every other song and truthfully think what you're doing is just never gonna catch up to you? I think that's just insanity at that point. I feel like he knew eventually, but maybe not this soon. Like there's just no way. Like it's just like your entire career is built off of mentioning someone who got murdered in your little ass zone or hood or whatever that is very easy to get answers from. So in my mind, I'm like, it was just a matter of when, not if.
Yeah, I know, man. At least I felt honestly when when Vaughn got killed and then the thing happened to Quando Rondo's cousin, right?
Yeah.
I thought it was gonna be like, bro, we're making way too much money. Let's not be fucking stupid. That's how I interpreted all that stuff. So, and again, he had his moments. He's had tons of success. He had the banger with I didn't think it was a banger, but that very commercially successful song with J. Cole, right? That did very well. Like, I don't know, man. I just thought he'd be smarter than this, bro. I guess that's naive of us. Again, because like you said, the content is like clear as day, bro. Like it's like, but again, I think we think it's all like, there's no way this is their real life, right? Like there's no way they're just constantly killing people. So we're like, oh, bro, he's just talking. Yeah, he's name dropping, but like this is bullshit. Yeah, bro, this is wild, man. Like again, I think we need a new documentary, like a real one now, like a Netflix special on this shit, because this like these pieces are wild. When you like bro, because of this, and he was already saying this, and then he was on Twitter. I'm like, bro, this is crazy.
Yeah, and it's clearly like ego and all of that seems to be the driving force, because why else would you be on Twitter and doing this and that, bragging about this, when it's so easy to, you know, connect the pieces and figure out who did what. And like there's no statute of limitations or whatever when it comes to bodies. So like 40 years later, if there's strong enough evidence, you're fucked. So that's even wilder when I think about all this stuff. But I don't know. At the end of the day, I think it's really just like people wonder why they would do this. I think it's self-sabotage. It's almost like another form of wanting to off yourself. But instead of doing that, you just transfer that energy into anger and hate, and you just do dumb shit to other people, even if you're rich or whatever. Because like a rich person might off themselves, but I think in this case, just how they were brought up, like that's not the answer. It's like, let's find reasons to be angry at the world and fuck over other people, even if it comes back to ruin our own lives.
No, dude, that's probably exactly what it is. Dude, I'm very curious though, like when this goes to trial, like all the evidence comes out, because bro, like, and there has to be more to it. Like there has to be so much more that they already have, as opposed to like this one thing. So yeah, very these cases, bro. That's him, Thug, Tory, Diddy, bro. These are like staples in what we've like loved in hip hop for the last like 4 or 5 years. Like that's crazy, bro.
And when I heard this, I was like, not that our whole podcast is contingent upon these guys, but I'm like, it was for the first time I was like concerned about the future of like what we talk about, and if we need to like pivot to like a more specific niche or something, because it's like every month someone's dying, someone's locked up for this crazy murder over here, and at a certain point I'm like, you know, Drake and Kendrick aren't gonna fucking be around and enough to talk about. So what are we really gonna talk about? Because the rappers nowadays seemingly are too real, and then everyone else is just not interesting. Is hip hop literally dying?
Yeah, dude. Like literally, like too real is a great one, because it's like, bro, like, dog, you're meant to be like using your imagination, not like going to do the thing and then rapping about it. Like that's crazy. Very interesting to see how it plays out. Quick tangent real quick, only because we brought up pieces and puzzle pieces a couple of times. Bro, I did my first so Gina, my wife, wanted to find something like fun to do with like at home. So she bought 1,000-piece puzzle like set. Bro, I haven't done a puzzle, like a legit puzzle, since I was like 6-7 years old. And bro, I'm just looking at this thing as like, bro, where do we start with this shit? Like, when was the last time you've done like a legit, like large puzzle like that?
It's a good question. I think I must have been like 11 or 12.
Okay, so 20 years, pieces, right?
300 or something. Yeah.
Okay, correct. And 350 maybe, bro. But like I'm talking about like we're still in grade school, middle school type shit. Like she came home with it. So I'm like, yo, this is taking forever. So I Google the average amount of time it takes to complete 1,000-piece puzzle. Bro, it's like 12 hours, bro. But I'm telling you, that's like for professional puzzle people. Yeah. Like, bro, this shit's gonna take us 12 weeks, dog. Like, it doesn't make sense.
I thought you were gonna say 12 years, because that's how much time it would take for me to like even find time to fucking think about completing it.
Bro, but it just like my thing is like it doesn't like yo, I'm looking at it and she's like, oh, but just do the sides. I'm like, yeah, but then how do we like yo, it's crazy, dog. It's crazy. So again, I don't want to go maybe our next niche is like puzzle making, bro, because like I'm very curious to see why anyone would do this themselves. But now I understand when, like adults do a puzzle and they're like so proud of themselves. I'm like, bro, that's a heavy endeavor because dog, I'm telling you, I was telling her like I don't even know what my eyes are meant to be doing. Like, what am I looking for, bro? Like,
I know I'm getting stressed out just thinking about it,
dude. I'll send you a picture of it, bro. Like, she is like, yeah, I fucked up. Like, this was not a good idea for us. But again, side note, I'll update the pod and let you guys know if we make it or not. All right, man. Before we get out of here and get to heat of the week, let's do one more topic. Do you want to go into Tommy Richman, the Drake stuff? You tell me.
Yeah, let's do the Tommy Richman stuff.
Yeah, kind of like maybe like put like a pin in that one because we kind of spoke about it a couple weeks in a row.
Yeah.
So all the Grammy not Grammy nominations, the Grammy, what's it called? Submissions have happened over the last couple weeks of people nominating or making letting the Academy know, hey, I want this album or this song or this whatever to be considered. So a couple weeks ago, Tommy Richman made headlines because he was stating that his album is not a hip hop album, which I think we all kind of agreed, but it was weird that he would say that. But ironically, he did submit $1 Million Baby as a hip hop song to be considered as best rap song of the year, right?
Yep.
So what are your thoughts on that?
I think it's kind of like a foul move. Like to go from saying that to now doing this, I think it just makes his reputation look very shifty and shady, like at this point in time. And he honestly did it to himself. That's not to say I won't listen to him anymore or people won't. It's just now there's this weird, it feels like there's an ulterior motive that we never thought of until he started doing shit like this. So now it's like, do you care about the culture? Do you not? And then him submitting to it kind of gives this vibe of, well, the bar's low and with hip hop and it's easier for me to win. And that's all I care about. So let me potentially screw over someone else's opportunity and throw my album in there and potentially win just because I had.
Was the album or just the song?
I think it was the album.
Oh, really?
I think it was best. Let me see. Oh, sorry, it was just the song. Yeah, best.
But
rap
still,
song.
I mean, he's trying to make himself like remove himself from that completely. So all the points you made are still fucking valid.
Yeah, just I mean, hypocritical. Like I don't think that was a good move, and it's only going to alienate him even more. Like he's gonna have to do a shit ton to redeem himself at this point. If he does this and wins, like. People are going to shit on him like worse than Macklemore.
Bro, but dude, think about the irony. This motherfucker has the audacity after hip hop embraces him, right? And I think because again, there are like other Tommy Richman songs prior to $1 Million Baby that are clearly hip hop and like we fuck with it, but he was never like big enough that we didn't really care, you know? But hip hop fully embraced it with $1 Million Baby. Then Devil Is a Lie also has that vibe. The videos are shot in a very hip hop way. Like, again, hip hop isn't a fucking genre. Like, it's just like a way of life or whatever, right? But you get what I'm saying. But then he comes out with a statement saying, bro, I'm not hip hop. This is not a hip hop album. We're like, cool, bro. We get it. Dude, imagine he wins best hip hop song and then he's up there and because of him, Not Like Us doesn't win. And he's like giving a speech like when, again, you can say, again, I obviously hate the song for my own personal reasons, but like probably the biggest hip hop song in like the last 5 years doesn't win because this motherfucker like might just like win, because he also had a banger, bro. Like that would be insane, bro. Like I think there would be no coming back for him. Like if he were to actually win this award now after saying these things, and then you're also like dethroning the biggest fucking hip hop song the last 4 or 5 years, like, bro, I think he should literally give that award to Kendrick that moment. Like, bro, my bad, bro. Like, this isn't a text afterward. This is my mistake.
Right. No, this is like the music industry version of what Lil Durk is doing. Like, basically wants to ruin his life, and we have no explanation as to why. Like, I just don't fucking get it. Like, what's the motive? Like, maybe he just got way too big-headed and was like, I need to nib this in the bud before they try to say I'm hip hop or some shit.
Yeah.
And he thinks he knows what he's doing, but whoever he's hired for PR is probably like in an insane asylum right now, because there's no way this shit is happening back to back and this poorly managed.
Yeah, it just doesn't make sense, bro. Like, again, not to quote Metro Boomin, but like, pick a side, bro. Like, again, your comment was weird, but like, stand by it and it's fine, right? Because I think we all kind of agreed with you. It's just like, there was no need to say this, bro. It's like, summer days are hot. We're like, yeah, bro, we know. Like, there's no need to talk about this. So yeah, for you to flip flop, I really like the point you made earlier about like the using of hip hop, bro. Like, again, maybe these wounds are too fresh from like Post Malone, but like, bro, like, honestly, man, I look at Post Malone so differently now that like it hurts me. Like, it almost makes me like, honestly, dude, it makes me never want to listen to the songs I know I love, bro. Like, I never go to Stoney. I never go to Beers, Bogs, and Bentley. I never go to the Escape Hollywood albums. Like, because I'm just like, nah, bro, that person you're telling me that person is dead, so I'm not even checking for that music, which is crazy, bro, because I remember the emotions I had, and I love that Post Malone. But like, yeah, man, like the way he completely flip-flopped, and again, it feels similar to this, maybe not that extreme, that, the hip-hop route is the easier route to get on because they don't really know what the fuck music is. We'll just make something clever enough, and then I'll get so rich and famous that I can just do my own thing. Which, bro, like, I get that on a surface, but it's also like a nasty feeling, bro. Like, I was just fucking used and I had no idea about it. And I was used for like, from Post Malone, like used in a way for like 4 years. And it's like, what? Like, yeah, it was just nasty, bro.
Yeah, I know you mentioned it before, and like when he first, did like a country song or something, and I wanted to give him the benefit of the doubt, but then the more I like just saw him leaning into it and seemingly enjoying it like 1,000 times more than anything else, I'm just like, it felt like I was deceived and I couldn't recognize this person I once enjoyed. It's not that like I want him to be toxic and like, revert to a lifestyle that isn't healthy for him or something. It's more so it seemed like he just completely abandoned hip hop and like slowly like took off the pieces of the blackface or whatever, and now is just like this unrecognizable countryman. Like, that's weird too, because it was like first the gold teeth are gone, then slowly the hair, then like bald, and now this motherfucker looks like he owns a Dodge dealership or some shit.
Yeah, full on country bumpkin right now. And it's like, bro, you could have also always been that, and again, dude, like, I think to your point, it's like, again, what's hip hop or whatever. It's like, bro, no country bumpkin is coming out with a song, I don't care how young you are and naive and braggadocious, that's called White Iverson, bro. Like, those are references that are revered by Black and hip hop culture, bro. Like, Allen Iverson might as well be fucking Michael Jordan to us, bro. Like, he's a god, bro. So like, yeah, man, there's just like, bro, I'm telling you, man, whenever I see Post Malone on fucking anywhere, I'm like, dog, you were dead to me. And I think for whatever reason, self-inflicted, and again, for no reason provoked whatsoever, that Tommy Richman is like doing that same kind of thing to himself, like, but flip-flopping, right? I'm like, bro, be consistent about it, dog. Like, either be it or don't be it, bro. Like, if you're getting direct questions about it, then answer directly, but then stay on that fucking side. Don't just like kinda, but not really, but yes. That's what I don't really fuck with right now. So like when you told me about this and I read it online, I'm like, bro, you gotta be like, again, this is a terrible PR move.
Yeah, it's pissing me off, and I wasn't even that invested into him to like feel deceived, and I'm already annoyed with just how hypocritical and uh disgusting it feels.
Yeah. Again, it just feels like it feels nasty, bro. Like,
Yeah.
yeah, because at least Macklemore, to his defense, like he never stopped making music, hip hop music. It just wasn't good anymore, you know. But it was still like
we're just angry because we wanted our team to win or whatever.
Yeah, whatever. But like he never stopped making hip hop. He wasn't like, oh my bad, let me go do classical now, you know, like. Whereas this feels like again, I don't know. Is because there's so many lower barriers to entry in hip hop that it's just easier to hop on SoundCloud or YouTube and become famous a little bit quicker, and then you can leverage that. You know, that again, like, do I want to give them the benefit of the doubt? Like, you know, those actors who do those low budget films to get in the industry, then they can pick and choose what they want to do. But even that, though, bro, you're still doing acting, right? Like, I don't know, man. I don't think it's the same. So yeah, no, fuck Tommy Richman is my my stance.
I'm fine with that.
Yeah, even though again I love his album, bro. Again, I don't think there's enough examples of it to me completely stop listening to him. But I do think it's a very weird move that if he does end up winning, may actually hurt his career forever.
Oh hell yeah! I mean, you can't post up with lowriders and all kinds of shit, and then all of a sudden not claim hip hop,
bro. Like, and those beats are all hip hop, bro. Like you can tell
the ones that slap and got them on.
Yeah, bro. The $1 Million Baby that got fucking 47 million fucking sounds on TikTok, bro. Like, are you fucking kidding me? Like,
yeah.
So shit like that. But again, it is what it is. It's probably gonna be our last Tommy Richman topic for a while. So it is what it is, bro. We'll wish him the best. But yeah, it's weird to have like a musical breakup like this so quickly. You know, like this motherfucker just got here, got on, and it's not even the end of the year yet, and we're like, yeah, we're good with this guy.
I know, and that's like the side of the fame or whatever you want to call it that people don't remember, is that like your fans or supposed fans can easily turn on you for saying one dumb thing that isn't in the grand scheme of things that serious, but just pisses them off enough to be like, I don't really need you. I'm just gonna like go somewhere else for good music because there's a million other fucking people I could listen to.
Facts, 100% facts. But I do again, and not to like, again, I'm not trying to say you and I are better than other people, but I think the reason you and I like to talk about music is I think we interpret music and like what the artist is trying to do in a very unique way. Obviously, you being an artist yourself and like my love for it. Mm-hmm. And it's like, I think we take it a deeper level than maybe it needs to go. And that's fine, right? To each their own. But I think as true fans of the art itself, it's like we feel cheated. Like this is like, this isn't true art. We're like, we're now it's being revealed to us. This is a fucking fake, you know? Yeah, like this isn't the Mona Lisa. Actually, this guy made it last week because the real one got fucking stolen or something, right? But you still like it, so it's fine.
Yeah.
But it's like, no, bro, like this guy, these music like helped us at a time where like, yo, we needed something, right? Think about $1 Million Baby, bro. Like it was a time where like we needed a fucking break from like the Kendrick and Drake stuff, bro. Like I'm like, bro, this can't keep consuming me, right? So there was like a reverence for it that we're like, yo, I love this. And then for 4 months later, we're like, bro, fuck that guy. That's crazy, dude. But I think that reaction is so intense because at the time we really fell in love in maybe a deeper way than we needed to because we needed that song. So maybe it's not his fault, but that's just the reality of it.
Right. Yeah, it's like the veil was revealed or whatever, you know, because even like the VHS, they are attributing the success to the kind of retro, organic
MTV back in the day.
Yeah. Like, oh, he just happened, you know, he's relatable and, you know, not trying hard and shit. But now, like, is that fabricated? Like, did you use some chat GPT bullshit to say, this is what you should do if you want to stand out in hip hop? And then guess what you do once you get that? Now you say you don't fuck with hip hop and now you're over there fucking hanging out with Kelly Clarkson or some shit, you know, surpassing everybody else.
Yeah, very interesting, bro. But again, these things will take care of themselves. But yeah, I do think for his like fans who just were fans of the sound, I think he lost a few fans for sure, or he's gonna lose more fans, right? Like if those 45 million people who listen to his sound on TikTok aren't really fans, right? They're just like the sound was cool, so they fucking bought into it. But I do think a lot of people really ran to him because it's like, oh, this is a different sound. Like, good for you. But it also reminds me of the shit I love about hip hop, so that's why I'm also here. So to tell me I shouldn't like it for hip hop, just puts a terrible taste in my mouth. But it is what it is. Before we get out here, episode 195 about to wrap up. Before we do, my guy, what is your heat of the week?
So I think a week or so ago, I came across this YouTube. I don't know how often you're on YouTube, but every now and then the algorithm will work in my favor and show me like a random artist I had never heard of or never searched for.
Okay.
And I sent you this YouTube video. I don't know when, but I think last week. But the artist, I think it's a DJ / producer. His name is iVoxygen. And the song that caught my attention was called Casino 143. I'm assuming that involves love for some reason, but the reason why I like this particular song is it has a very almost like existential vibe to it. It's hard to describe until you listen to it, but like if you watch the video and listen to it, I think his music just has a very almost like emotional tone to it. And even though it's simple in nature, it's one of those artists where like you feel it through the music rather than like super deep lyrics or anything like that. But yeah, I would recommend checking out his stuff. It's definitely a lot of his stuff is more instrumental in nature, but that song in particular is super dope, and I like it a lot.
Yo, can you resend to me?
Casino 143. Yep.
It's not on the streaming outlets, though, right?
Yeah, it's there as well.
Oh, it is? Okay.
Yep.
Okay, yeah, I'll definitely peep that, dude. Yeah, I like that a lot, actually. Cool. For me, I could have easily done a Tyler song, but I think we already spoke about that enough, so I'd rather add something else. So for me, heat of the week is Isaiah Falls. I sent this song to you, Blair. It's actually Isaiah Falls and Click Clack, Gold on My Teeth. Bro, just like a fucking vibey ass song. I don't even know where these dudes are, where Isaiah Falls is from. He might be from Florida. I mean, he has a song called
I know
Florida
he had a
Baby.
Florida Baby. Yeah, I love that
Florida
one.
Baby song. But I mean, overall, the album's fire. But that Gold on My Teeth was the one that actually really drew me in to listen to the rest. Again, man, just funky, bro. Like just a vibe, bro. Like that those times where like it's a beautiful day and you want to go for a drive with the windows down, but not really speed, like just cruising kind of a thing. Yeah, just good energy, good music, good. Yeah, bro. I feel like sometimes, like again, I love Tyler. Love other artists, who talk about drill shit and ops, but like sometimes you just want like good music that you can blare anywhere and like no one's gonna be offended or confused like what the goal here is besides having a good time. And that's what that song is.
Nice. No, I definitely need to peep that one because, yeah, Florida Baby's the only one I've actually maybe two. But my problem is when I like a song from an artist, sometimes I forget to like actually check out their other shit.
But they might have more.
Yeah. And I don't want to sift through. Like I don't know where to begin because they might have like 7 albums, and I'm like, just show me the good shit. So I'm glad that you found another one from him.
Yeah. I would say the album probably has like 2 or 3 of those. But yeah, Golds on My Teeth is definitely up there. But my guy, I love you. Longer episode than normal, but long overdue. Year's coming to an end. 200th episode quickly approaching. So very excited about that. But before we get out of here, let the people know what we got going on, my G.
Yes, sir. Catch us at audio-theory.com. New episode every week or almost every week on all platforms. We got the heat of the week and selections on Spotify as well as Apple Music. So be sure to check that out. And if you're on YouTube, check down below. We got merch. And if you're on the site, there's merch there as well. Otherwise, like, subscribe, comment, do what you can to support the channel.
Do what you can to support. My G, love you. Talk soon.
Hope you too.
Peace.